What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, franchise players. Today we are about to rank the top 30, or not the top, but the 30 starting power forwards going into the 24-25 NBA season. Today, I am joined by a very special guest, my cousin, January. Say what up to the people, man.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me on the pod today.
Got you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Anytime.
Let's talk hoops. Let's get it.
Let's jump into it. So we're about to take turns. I'ma go ahead and evaluate a player. We're about to rank him, and then January's gonna do the same, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and jump into. So the first one I got here is Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero, man, one of the most exciting young players in this league. Him and Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Mo Wagner. They really have a great young core. Even Jonathan Isaac they just brought back. So I'm really excited for this Orlando Magic roster. But if we're talking individual talent, we're ranking him here. Paulo Banchero is amazing. Crazy athleticism, great verticality. He's just developing year to year. And he's just really solid all around, and he's obviously one of the most exciting young players, not just in my estimation, but in I think most NBA fans will kind of say the same thing as well. Going into next year, he's only going to improve. He's had some playoff experience now under his belt. I think this was their first playoff berth in 5 years for the Magic, right? Since 2019, yeah. So
Since we beat them, Toronto
yeah,
Raptors.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna go ahead and take him at an A. I think Paulo Banchero he's a star. He's gonna just be getting better each and every single year. So I'm gonna take him at an A. So next up, we got Scotty Barnes.
Okay. Scotty Barnes. Coming out the draft, they're calling him Baby Draymond. He's developed over the past couple of years, and I feel like this is a turning year. He had an All Star year last year, and they made him the franchise guy. So I'm excited to see what he does with that role, and I'll put him at a A.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think an A is respectable for him for sure. Let me go ahead and just add him to an A. Next up. So guys, it's tough. So Janu and I went through before starting the video, and all these players we have on the board, they were like small forward slash power forwards. In today's NBA, the versatility between player positions is quite a bit. So, if you think some of these players are small forwards, they might also play that position as well. But we were taking a look at the depth chart, and this is kind of what we came up with. So, if you're looking for a player, you're like, oh, he should be a power forward. He might be in the center video, the tier ranking center video, or the small forward video, and be in tune for the small forward video. I'll leave the link for the center video up top. So, anyways, without further ado, we got Karl Anthony Towns. So, Cat, the man with many voices. The man, he's got an incredible offensive game. He's one of the best shooting big men of all time already in his young career. It's crazy to say that he's been in the league for what, like 9 years now,
Nine
and he's
years.
only really 27, 28 years old. Yeah, he's been in for a minute now. So something like that. He's got some years under his belt. So I love Cat. He has a great offensive game. Really vaults him up for me in this list. Defensively, leaves a lot to be desired. He's not really a defender, a known defender. But I feel like the tandem between him and Rudy Gobert, Rudy Gobert is obviously going to take the brunt of that defensive work, and Rudy Gobert is an incredible defender. We're not talking about Rudy Gobert, we're talking about Cat. I think just because of his offensive game, I'm going to go ahead and take Cat as an A as well, because he's one of the best offensive big men in this league. So I'm going to go ahead and take him and put him at an A. All right, next up, we got Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant. Don't put him on your parlay. Um, but he's a solid player, solid player. I feel like he had potential to be an All Star, and then he went to Portland, and then they didn't do nothing. Their team wasn't good, but I feel like on a contending team, he can really contribute to his full skill set. But I'll put him at a B, to be honest.
What about a B?
Yeah, I'll put him at a B.
Okay. Two-way capability. I like Jeremy Grant, but I don't think he's quite as offensively gifted as these other guys. So I think B is solid for sure. All right, so Ben Simmons. Man, this one's crazy because Ben Simmons, if you asked me a couple years ago, I probably put him a lot higher. I just think that, we're talking about skill set here, right? So, guys, I'm not really going to mention too much about his injuries. Obviously, he never sees the court. And when he does come back, he comes back for a limited time and then he'll go back injured again. He has back problems, real severe back problems. Prayers up for him. Hopefully he can turn it around. And he's still young. He's still only 27, 28 years old. Still make a comeback in this league, but right now it doesn't look too good. When he's on the floor, though, he offers, quite a bit of versatility on both sides of the ball. He's a great passer. He's very dominant. He has a big, wide frame. He's he really really can play multiple positions. So like I said, that offensive versatility is there. On the defensive side of the ball, he's a dog. Ben Simmons was one of the brightest rising stars in this league just only a few years ago, and it's kind of sad to see what's happened with him with injuries and whatnot. But when he plays, at this point, he's not really looking to score too much. He's looking to facilitate and defend, get out in transition, make the right read, which he excels at. I'll take him at a C going into next year just because I don't really know what to expect. Naturally, my natural inclination is to put him higher, but let's go ahead and take Ben Simmons at a C. Oh, my bad. Put him at a C. Next up, Tobias Harris.
Oh my goodness. This guy, Tobias Harris, he is the greatest thief of all time in terms of NBA contracts. No disrespect. In terms of him as a player, he's very skilled offensively. He's just very inconsistent. You never know what you're going to get from him. You could get 24 or you could get 6. But in terms of just based off, if we're going based off skill set, I'll really put him at a B, to be honest, because he's shown he's capable of taking on the load and scoring for his team and leading them. Yeah, I'll put him as a B, but don't put him on your parlay. And I always take the under on him.
All right, now we got Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson. Wow, okay. So the Atlanta Hawks kind of made a different move this offseason. So that backcourt of DeJounte Murray, Trae Young's broken up. Now I think they're focusing a lot on Jalen Johnson, their new draft pick, as well as Trae Young. At least that's what it seems like as of mid-July, in the midst of the offseason, really. So when I think about Jalen Johnson, I think of a player that kind of was a late bloomer, but he's shown a lot in this past year. When he first came out, he came out guns blazing. He really showed improved offensive game. His defense was improved. He's just all around improved as a player. He went from somebody that wasn't really mentioned in the likes of those same people in the 2021 draft, like Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, Franz Wagner, guys like that, Cade Cunningham. You know what I mean? He wasn't mentioned quite in that light, but as of last year, he started to get a lot more recognition, and he really showed a lot. Like, he's a heck of a rebounder. He's working on his offensive game. He's got a good size for his position. So I really like what he brings to the table, and I think now that there's going to be more touches for him available with Atlanta, and they're kind of a middling team, I think they're going to be like, yo, like, Jalen Johnson, go do your thing. You know what I mean? And they'll give him some opportunity to shine. He's mad young, but the potential is really there, so I'll take him at a B. I think he's just a respectable B. Next up, Lauri Markkanen.
Wow, Laurie. Laurie's a really great player. He's a really great young player. He has a lot of potential. He's shown a lot of upside on both ends of the floor. A lot of teams want him but can't get him. But a lot of teams would die to have him. He could play through that 3 to 5 spot, and yeah, he's a great player, man. I really like his game in terms of skill set. I feel like he was kind of snubbed last year from being an All Star. He's in a tougher conference in the Western Conference, but I'll definitely. It's controversial, but I'll put him at a A, to be honest.
Okay,
Yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. Next up, we got Kevin Durant, KD, the Slim Reaper. He's a bucket. Still he's what, 35, 36 maybe ish, around there. He's a certified bucket. He's one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. He's not quite the KD back from OKC or the Warriors. Father Time has caught up to him a little bit, but he's still damn near unstoppable. He's still a ton of young players' favorite or biggest influence in this league, and for good reason. I mean, he's really just a pure bona fide scorer. He has one of the best shooting touches in the league. Underrated passer. He doesn't get enough credit for that, and a good rebounder first position. But this guy is an S tier, undoubtedly. Future Hall of Famer, Finals MVP. Not much else I gotta say. Kevin Durant is an S. Next up, Chet Holmgren.
Chet, really great young player, has a lot of upside to him. It was unfortunate that he got injured in his rookie year and he had to sit out, but I feel like that helped him grow. Taking a red shirt year in the NBA is a blessing because you get to see everything through practice, how players recover after road trips, and yeah, man, he's. I feel like he's just in a tougher conference. OKC's in a tougher conference, but if he was in the Eastern Conference, he'd definitely be an All Star for sure. And him having that rivalry with Wemby, I guess. Do you want to call it a rivalry?
Yeah, I call it a rivalry. I don't know if it. I think it might be more so for the fans as a rivalry as opposed to them two. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my take on it.
Chad, I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B.
You'll give him a B.
Yeah, yeah, I'll give him a B.
I would have taken him at an A personally. I can't even lie, man. Chet Holmgren, this guy's gonna be a dog. But you're right. For next year, who knows how much he's really gonna improve. Shout out to that deep playoff run from OKC Thunder. You know, he's probably gonna
Shout out SGA.
improve off of
Shout
that.
out SGA.
Oh yeah. Keegan Murray. So as per the depth chart, normally I take him as a 3, but as per the depth chart, when I'm looking at the Sacktown Kings, I think he would probably slot to the 4 because I think DeMar's going to play the 3, Kevin Herter at the 2, and De'Aaron Fox at the 1. Who knows? Subject to change. But anyways, Keegan Murray. Really first coming into the league, he really shown like an incredible 3-point shot. So that's kind of where I see the bulk of his game. He's really what I consider one of the best 3-and-D players in this league, and he's really, really young. So that's really exciting for me to see because he can only improve from here. His defense is great. You know, he's a prototypical 3-and-D type wing. That's what I was going for earlier. I'm gonna take Keegan Murray in a B. I think he's just super solid. He's young. He's gonna continue to get better. He'll have more of a defensive onus on him this season because that big 3 in Sacramento, Sabonis, Fox, and DeRozan, they're not really known defenders. So I feel like he's gonna have to pick up a little bit more defensively. I'll take him as a B for sure.
I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all.
Yeah, you got Kawhi.
Next up, we got Kawhi, arguably the greatest Raptor of all time. Shout out Vince Carter too. Um, Honestly, he just has to stay healthy. Really, like to me, he's a S. He's up there with KD. He just has to stay healthy. I hope he stays healthy. I love watching him play. When he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the world, hands down. You can argue. Oh my goodness, that he's top 3 in the world when he's healthy. I mean, yeah. He's a S. He's a S to me. I don't really gotta say much. Do you have anything to say about Kawhi?
Not really. I think you nailed it. He's just like elite on both sides of the ball, and then defensively, he's just he's called the claw for a reason. Smothering defensively. So yeah, I think you're right. S tier, no doubt. Next up, we got Patrick Williams. So Patrick Williams, he's a nice low player. He's gonna get more touches with the Bulls now. No DeMar DeRozan there, so I feel like going into next season, I don't really love him as a player, but I definitely like his upside. I like the flashes that he's shown, and I think Matas Buzelis, if I'm saying that name correctly, himself, Cody White, Kobe White. That's a decent young core for them. You know what I mean? So I will take Patrick Williams. I don't know how much I love him. I feel like we're being a little too generous with the B, so I might put him in a C. Although I do like Patrick Williams in his game. Hopefully he can prove me wrong. Maybe vault into a B or an A. Who knows? Yeah. Next up, Jeremy Sohan.
Patrick Williams at a C. You don't think he's better than Keegan Murray?
No, he's not better than Keegan Murray. No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So next up we have Jeremy. What's his name? What's his last name? Jeremy Sohan. Yeah, dude don't pass Wemby the ball. I don't understand. We all seen it last year. He be looking him off all the time, but he's a dog. He's competitive. I like him. He has a lot of drive in him. I just feel at times he kind of goes blank with his IQ when I watch the Spurs play sometimes. But having Chris Paul there this year definitely is gonna help him grow. I mean, look when Shea had Chris Paul in OKC that one year, and then after that he really took off, you know. But I'll say C.
See?
Yeah.
Next up, we got Julius Randle. So I like Julius Randle's game. For me personally, as you guys could probably tell, I'm kind of a stickler for two-way players. Julius Randle's never really been that. Offensively, he's great. He's a little inefficient at times. He's a bit streaky, but when he gets going, he could really get going. He'll give you a ton of threes. Mid range is butter. He's a decent enough rebounder. He's pretty hungry on that side of the ball. I like him, and the Knicks definitely missed him. And I think now when I look at that Knicks team, I think they've really vaulted themselves into the second or maybe third best team in the Eastern Conference now with all those guys, the Nova boys and Julius Randle and the depth pieces they have. I think missing Isaiah Hartenstein is going to come back and rear its ugly head a little bit because he was just the ultimate hustle player, defender, rebounder, backup big slash fringe starter type player.
They're gonna miss him.
They're going to miss him for sure, yeah. So, I think it'd be disrespectful to take him in a B. If I could put him in an A minus slash B plus, I would. So I'll take him in an A. I I do like Julius Randle's offensive upside, but it's the defense. But I think I gotta respect him and put him in an A. He's a multiple time All Star at this point. You know what I mean? Next up, or you got anything to add on that?
He's his numbers speak for itself.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way it looks.
Yeah. I agree with that. Next up, Jonathan Kuminga.
Yes, my African brother. Um, Jonathan has a lot of upside. He's shown last year. Um, his offensive skill set has grown. I think it's gonna continue to grow. He's still raw. He has a lot of upside to him. I like him. I don't know what the Warriors are gonna do with him. Sometimes he gets going in the game, and then Steve Kerr will take him out, and that like ruins his confidence. So I want to see how that works out this year. Especially, we don't know if Wiggins is gonna be there for the whole year. Hopefully, he's able to stay healthy, and I wish well for his family as well. But yeah, Jonathan Kaminga, I'll put him at a C for now. For now, yeah.
I would take him at a B personally, man. I like him. I like his upside. I like his athleticism, his drive. He's got good defensive instincts. He's an improved offensive player. He's been improving that shot. And there's gonna be more of a role now because no Clay. You know what I mean? So he's gonna have to move up. But I see why you put C. Nikola Jovic. I like Nikola Jovic. He doesn't quite stand out like some other young players. He sort of had a chance to showcase his skills his skill set as the year went on there with Miami, but I was never too high on him. I'm more excited for their draft pick this year, Khalil Ware, I believe you say it. I'm more excited for him. So Nikola Jovic, I'm probably gonna throw into a C here. Next up, Jason Tatum.
JT, bona fide superstar, bona fide player, MVP caliber player. He's a dog. He even said it himself. He took a lesser role this year to sacrifice to win a championship. But we seen Jason Tatum like he's one of the best players in the world, no question, and that's a automatic S. Like it's no question about it.
No question, no question. Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma. I like Kyle Kuzma. I feel like he kind of got a bad rap with the Wizards last year because he was like the first or second option. I don't believe he's a first or second option type of player. Not a defender, but offensively he's a bucket for sure. He can, yeah, he can really get you a ton of buckets in a hurry. Maybe as a third or fourth option on a championship team, and we saw that with the bubble Lakers. He was a really great piece for them. They wouldn't have won if it wasn't for him. So I like Kyle Kuzma. I think he's solidly a B. Solidly a B. PJ Washington.
He's a great role player for the team that he's on right now. I think he was just really finding where to like score, where to get his buckets.
Yeah.
It's Kyrie and Luca, they always have the ball, but once he realized, though, like, yo, I can score now. Like, his game has really taken off, and yeah, I'm excited to see what he's gonna bring to the Dallas team next year, and he's gonna improve on his shot making, and He has a wonderful trainer, Tim Martin's worked out a lot of great NBA players, has a lot of knowledge of the game. So I'm excited to see where he's gonna be heading next year in terms of his player development. And I'll put him. I want to put him at a B, but I don't.
I feel that.
Like he's between B and C, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm gonna put him at a C. I'm gonna put him at a C. Yeah,
Okay, I respect that. I respect that. Pascal Siakam. He got his bag. Indiana ponied up. He got his bag. Shout out to Spicy P, spin move master. He's a nice player, man. I like now that he's getting more exposed. He was kind of underrated on the Raptors because he didn't really get that national exposure.
they're not like us.
Yeah. So I feel like Pascal to me is just an easy A. When he wants to lock down defensively, he can. On the offensive side of the ball, he's great. He's an improved shooter. He's just been improving almost every single year. I don't know how I feel about him as a number one option, or is that Halliburton? Who really knows at this point? Because Halliburton heavily struggled the end of last season, but he's one of the best power forwards in the league. I don't think many people would disagree with that, so I'm gonna place him in an A.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Okay, okay.
That's fair. Shout out Pascal. Shout out
Shout out
Tier
Pascal.
Zero. Shout out Red Bull.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and shout out Farm Boy, coconut water. You already know what time it is. We staying healthy out here. You got to get your electrolytes in.
We are not sponsored, my boy, but it's okay. Who we have next?
Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley. Coming into the draft, a lot of people were comparing him to Chris Bosh. I never saw that. I never saw that. Like I've watched Chris Bosh's whole career. There's little flashes, just certain, but no, no. I would say he's more of a lower tier KG, but like just less dog in him.
Like in terms of his play style,
Yeah, his play style
Okay.
similar to a little KG, but out in terms of like skill set and
Yeah.
stuff, like
Going
and
into next year.
going into next
Yeah.
year, I don't really know because that team is just weird to me. Like the Cavs, like they're just a weird team, but I'll put him at a B. I'll put him at a B. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I, for me personally, I just think his defensive upside, he's a monster, and then offensively, he could stretch the floor. He might be a little frail. You know what I mean? Like maybe he needs to put on some weight. So I can see why you place him in a B. I'll take him in an A personally, but I meant yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't really watch the Cavs like that.
Yo, I'll take him in an A. Sorry, Cavs fans. Well, we got to place him in a B though. January said he's a B, so we got to take the boy in a B. Next up, we got Paul George. So PG. I put him in the power forward here, guys, again because of the depth chart. They say he's gonna be a 4 this year, even though he's more like a traditional 3 to me. PG, great two-way player. He's like a lesser Kawhi with I think probably better offensive chops, if I can say that. He's amazing. Game is smooth like butter. He could get to his spots. He's masterful with his ball handling abilities. He could really pass the ball. Uh, a great rebounder, defender, still super athletic. I mean, this guy is 34, 35 years old. He's taking great care of his body. He's an amazing player, and I think it's just right to put him in an A, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You place him in a B
yeah.
or lower?
Yeah, I'll put him in a B, man.
Whoa, yo. Okay, this is my pick. He's going in the A, bro. He's not a B. He can't be a B. Next up, Triple J.
Jaren Jackson Jr., right?
Sir.
Um, was he All Star last year, or is he one time All Star?
Can't recall. Hey, no, he's been an All Star before. I just don't know if it was last year.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
double check that. Oh, my phone's over there.
Um, yeah, I feel like he's found his role in the NBA. He just has to be more efficient at what he does. When he's on, he can really change the dynamics of the game, especially having Jaw there. He can stretch the floor. He can play inside out. So it's just efficiency for him really to go to the next level. I feel like that's all he needs, and he's a great defender as well. And that team is a grit and grind team, as we know Memphis to be. So yeah, I'll put him in A, man. I'll put him in A. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I love him. I think he's great too. I place him in an A as well. 100% agree. Zion Williamson. I like Zion a lot. You know, he's got crazy bounce, highlight reel type of guy, dominant post presence. I love that. I love that part of his game. Obviously, we're talking skill set, so I'm not really going to mention the injuries. And I think just based off of the potential, you know, he's still pretty young. I think he's only 24, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he could make another leap. I feel like they added another piece that might help him develop as a player with DeJounte Murray now. So DeJounte and then CJ in the backcourt, and then of course you have Bi, who knows what he'll be with the Pelicans, and then you got Zion at the four. So I like Zion. I think just off of potential alone, he plays him in an A, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think he's an A. Jabari Smith Jr.
His dad was in the NBA, so he's seen a lot of the grind coming up, and I liked him when he was at Auburn. I believe he was at Auburn, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I liked him there. I saw a lot of potential in his game. With Houston, I feel like he kind of like was in and out of the lineup. He had to find his role, and he got back into the lineup. And I think it was with him in the system that they play is just picking his spots and really just being efficient. Like 1-2 dribble pull ups, little post up hook shots, stuff like that will take his game to the next level, and he can handle the ball a little bit. I like his potential that he has. So
Yeah,
for now, I'll put him in a B. I feel like that's fair for him.
I like that. Yeah, 100%. Uh, Aaron Gordon. Okay, AG. Nikola Jokic makes everyone look better. KCP, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. He makes them look better than maybe they are. I'm not saying those guys aren't great or anything. You know, respect to them. Aaron Gordon kind of transitioned into one of the best like starters in this league. He's really found his role with the Nuggets. I feel like because of the cohesiveness of that starting lineup of that Denver team, it really highlights his best qualities. You know, he's able to contest at the rim. He's able to on offense get to his spots. He's a serious lob threat. I mean, he's still athletic as ever. You know, obviously we remember those legendary dunk competitions in the mid 2010s. Aaron Gordon's solid player. I mean, I don't see them moving off of him anytime soon. I think he's probably a B. You know, he said has an improved shot too. He can kind of stretch the floor now. I like him at a B there.
Solid.
Next up, LeBron James. LeBron James.
Bah.
Goaded.
Yeah, Golden. Obviously, Father Time has catching up to him a little bit, but I don't gotta say nothing else. It's like he's automatic S. It's LeBron.
Automatic S
Like,
tier.
it's LeBron.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, man, runs the floor like a gazelle. It seems like he takes two steps and he's at the other side of the floor, bro. I swear. Defensively, you don't want to mess with him. He's an amazing shot blocker, verticality. You know, the guy is, you know, his wingspan. I don't even know what his wingspan is, but it's something insane. Shout out to Giannis. You know, I feel like the last couple years he's being slightly underrated just because the Bucks haven't performed how they were supposed to, and then adding Dame still haven't performed how they're supposed to since that 2021 championship run. I feel like Jokic and Embiid kind of took like the shine from him just a little bit. So I want to see going into next year him kind of go back to, you know, the him just achieving more success. And that's crazy for me to even say because like he put up like I think the same stats as like he has like the last few years. Like there's nothing really different about his game. I just want to see him achieve more team success. But obviously, you know, saying all that, I mean the man is a S. Like there's no doubt. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo, MVP of the league. Um, Last but not least, we got Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges has grown a lot as a player. He's improved on his 3-point shot. Defensively, he can really get after it, and I feel like he's just comfortable in his role in Charlotte, playing alongside LaMelo and Brandon Miller. They have a new coach this year. I'm excited to see what they can do. Hopefully, I would like to see them in the playoffs. They have a lot of young talent, and I feel like there will be the Sacramento of the Eastern Conference in terms of last year we're having like Sabonis, Fox, Malik Monk. They kind of have that like similar roster, and yeah, I'll place him at a B. To be honest, he's there. He's there at a B. for sure. Was there anyone on the list that you would change in terms of my takes?
Uh, I'll take Mobley as an A for sure. I think he's shown enough. I might be tripping with Jabari. Probably tripping. I think he's in a B for now. Chet for sure A. Chet's a problem. But besides that, I think we're pretty much on the same page. Maybe Kuminga I put in a B. I think Kuminga's shown a lot of growth. I feel like going into next year it'll probably be a B. But besides that, I think we're pretty well on the same page for sure. How about mine?
Keegan Murray, I don't really know. Like he's shown potential, like here and there, but
Yeah,
I don't know if he's a B player. I would say C player, to be
Wow.
honest. That's just my opinion, though.
I feel you.
But other than that, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it, no.
Well, yo, make sure you guys drop a comment. Let us know how we did on this tier ranking. Appreciate you guys, man. Franchise players, tier ranking. 30 starting power forwards. We out of here. Peace.